I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday. How's it going, everybody? I'm a little out of practice with these things. I haven't done one in a little bit. I usually, it seems like I've been skipping weeks, which I said I wasn't going to do at the beginning of the year, but life always manages to throw you a wrench. So I'm going local today. This is a DC Brow corruption. Nothing fancy, no homebrew. I've already actually had a homebrew today. I'll talk a little bit about that. So I'm sitting pretty good as far as brewing progress and time scheduling for the SJPorr challenge. I've got my round 1 and round 2, if needed, already bottled up, ready to go. So, in the beer style, I think will hold the qualities of the beer well. I don't think I have to worry about being done too soon. So, here's to having my stuff bottled and ready. I'm always surprised about how much maltiness these DC Brow beers have. So, went to see my homebrew shop today where I've got the Riptide pumps. Actually, I've got one on back order. Blickman is, I guess, sold all the ones they had in stock, and they don't even have enough right now to get out there that's part of a brew system. So I've got this pump on back order. Meanwhile, I know Lucky 13 wants my other pump that I still have in system. So if you're watching, they say it's not going to be in until the end of September. They're guesstimating. So we'll see. Hopefully, I have it soon, and I can get that thing replaced and have 2 Riptides going. It's nice having one. It's a lot quieter. I'd like to have 2. So did a brew day last weekend, and I might put some video here. See if you can guess what type. Have any of it in there. I don't know if I've recorded anything, but I did a Munich Helles, and I'm really excited because last time I did a lager, see, this Munich Helles will be for a neighborhood Oktoberfest that we do every year, and I always bring a keg or 2 of beer. So last year I did a Oktoberfest / Marzen type beer and some kind of brown ale, I think. This year I'm only going to do 1 keg because it's a little kind of crazy, These guys want to drink my beer, they can come in the house, watch a game or something, But I'm doing 1 keg this year, and it's a Munich Helles. So I just wanted to brew a Munich Helles. I had a really good one from Northern Rock Brewery that he sent me before he came to the States, and it was phenomenal. So the one I did, I think I put a little higher melanoidin poundage or ounceage than most folks do, so it might be a little more malty, have a little more color than you would expect. But I also put a half a pound of melanoidin, a half a pound of Munich, and a half a pound of Carapils, and the rest was straight Pilsner. And I think I used Pearl and Mount Hood for hops, Pearl for the bittering and Mount Hood for the late addition, because I couldn't find the hops, the noble hops that I used last time. So Mount Hood should be a pretty good. I've never used it before, so we'll see what happens. So the reason I'm excited about the Munich Helles is because typically when I do a lager, I have to do some kind of finagling thing with my. I'll show you what I'm talking about with my refrigerator here. I think what I usually do is, so this is the freezer. What I was saying was this is the freezer. That's the regular refrigeration unit. And what I usually have to do is I would have the refrigerator hooked up through the temperature controller that I have, and then it would shut off the entire refrigerator to, warm the refrigerator up when I was going through the different stages of lagering. That was a problem because everything in the freezer would thaw out, and my wife would get pissed. So now that I've got this heating wrap that I use to warm up the temperature somewhat when I was doing a saison, I figured I can try using it in the refrigerator. And so you see here, got the heating ramp there hooked up to the fermenter, and I'm able to keep a pretty constant temperature. Hopefully you can see the fermentation is going on pretty well. It's at about 53 degrees right now. Oh, it stops bubbling as soon as I say that. There you go. There you see some more bubbling. So and the temperature is at 53. Hopefully you can see that there. So anyway, pretty excited because I don't have to piss my wife off now by thawing out all the meat and ruining, you know, a lot of money she puts in the freezer. And it's a pretty simple way to control temperature. I will be having some issues if I have to have multiple temperature control going on, so I'll sort that out when I have to worry about it. So anyway, I'm excited to see how the Minicallis goes out. I'll do the Brewlosophy method and hopefully have it ready to go in about 3 weeks, and I'll probably bottle a few before I take the keg down there for all the freeloaders to drink. So what else? I'm also doing another project here where I've tried the I'd never done a yeast starter, so I'm not really doing a yeast starter. What I've done is I've taken the dregs of a focal banger and the heady topper that Tony Yates sent me, and I've tried to do a yeast starter. I don't know if it's working. I didn't really measure the gravity because it's such a small amount of wort that I put in there. As soon as I finished the beers, I left about an ounce in each of the beer, of the focal banger and the heady topper, and then I put it in a sanitized. And I was pretty careful with the can. I sanitized everything before I opened it, and I didn't drink out of the can. I poured it into a glass. But I kept the last ounce or two, and then I poured it into a mason jar, mixed it together, and I just closed it up in a sanitized mason jar and left it in the refrigerator. And it's been there for a couple of weeks, so I went and got some DME, some pale DME, fired it up the other night using a 2 cups to a half cup water to DME ratio, and boiled it for 10 minutes, cooled it off, put it into the Erlenmeyer flask or whatever you call it, and then I poured the beer dregs in, and it's been spinning and foaming, but I smell it. It smells kind of like rubbing alcohol. So I don't know. I'm curious your thoughts on it. Should I try to throw some more wort in there and step it up, or is it I don't know. I'm thinking about just scrapping it, and maybe I'll use it for just a regular yeast starter, trying to dredge up the dregs of a beer. Unfiltered beer is probably not the best project to start off with on that stir plate. So I'll probably just go down to the homebrew store, complain that my pump isn't ready, and then pick up some Conan yeast, and because I want to use these. I'm going to do an old school type beer, but I'm going to use East Coast ale yeast. So anyway, so that's where I am with brewing. I don't know. I'm kind of getting the itch to come up with some new recipes. But I really enjoy doing lagers, so I might make another lager. I've never done a Bock, so I might try a Bock. I don't know. Hopefully there'll be one of these experiments pops up. We had the collaboration, went through all those beers. Haven't seen the final results on it. Maybe I should go on the website and look at it. Maybe there'll be a yeast experiment or a hop experiment or something pop up. I've never done a yeast experiment, I don't think so. I've done hop experiments, so I think I need to. Hopefully somebody does a yeast experiment. Maybe I should do one. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got for this week. Not a whole terrible lot going on. My Nationals are doing great. We're still in first place in the National League. Beat the Astros yesterday. I don't think we have any Houston folks on this in the round table or in the BrewTube group, but making a good run at it. Hopefully get all our players back, and got some. Did I mention I have some really good Redskin tickets? So got a couple of cool home games in a really awesome section. I'll be able to hear the players' grease markers writing on the whiteboard. So anyway, really excited. I get to go to the Cowboys Redskins in October. So, and my daughter, she gets ready to start her travel soccer this weekend. We got a game coming up, and I'm kind of the assistant team manager, so it's my job to do the live scoring on Team Snap and keep that updated. So I ordered a bunch of bling so I can have coats and all that this year, so I can look like a good fan. So anyway, oh yeah, you know, my kids are getting ready to start school. My son's going into high school. My daughter's going into middle school. It's an exciting year, a lot of fun. Yeah, life is just good right now. Well, hey, that's all I got for this week. I'm sure you guys have some more exciting stuff to talk about on your Homebrew Wednesdays. I am curious about the starter. You think I should scrap it, or if it smells like kind of isopropyl with a hint of rubbing alcohol, or if you think it might be good, I don't know. And hey, if anybody's got a beer experiment plan, let me know. I would like to be in. I'm always in for that kind of stuff. So anyway, good luck for everybody that's going into the SJPorr challenge. I think we've got another week or so before, I think it's early September, we got to send in our beer samples. So we'll all be doing a mad dash to the shipping place soon, and look forward to trying everybody's beers. Hey, have yourself a happy homebrew, unlike me, and have a very happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.